Welcome students. So today we are going to start with a new chapter of the spreadsheet application, that is the Open LibreOffice Calc, and the name of the chapter is Share and Review Spreadsheets. So in which we are going to learn these topics, that is about the collaborations and how to do the registration for the collaboration, sharing a spreadsheet, saving a shared spreadsheet, and recording changes, adding comments, and reviewing the changes. Okay, so these are the topics, and it's a very simple chapter. So let us quickly go through it. So first thing is how to make your spreadsheet ready for the collaboration. Collaboration means we can share our workbook with the other users. Okay, so every user will be using the same spreadsheet or the same workbook. So that is about the collaboration. Okay, so we're going to first learn about how to collaborate, how to do the registration for the collaboration. So let us switch to a new application. So I'm going to take a new workbook. Okay, this was the wrong one. Just a minute. I'm going to take a new, let me just close this, and I'm going to take a new spreadsheet and close this one. Okay, now the very first thing that we need to do is how to do the registration. Okay, for that what you have to do is you have to click on tools. So before you could share your workbook with others, you have to do certain settings. That is, you have to click on tools. Okay, so you have to click on tools, and there is an option called as options. Click on that, and over here there is a user data option. In the user data option, you have to feed your name, like your name, right, and the city, the country, few details you need to give, and then click on OK. So you have to just give certain details. It's not like you're getting registered somewhere online. It is just to the application you have to provide certain information. So you can just give your name, your city, and your country. That's it, and click on OK. After you do that, you actually become an author. So every time you have a document, your name as an author will come down. That's the only thing that happens. Now after doing that, you can start sharing your document. Sharing your document means I can share this document with multiple people, and if I have to share, so obviously I have to share it through a network. So using a network, I can share a document just like in a computer lab. All the computers are connected in a network. So I can share a document and multiple people can work on the same document at the same time, and all the changes done by all the users will be reflected in the same document. Okay, so that's the use of sharing a document. So for that, what I have to do, click on, that is tools, and there is an option called as share spreadsheet. Okay, share spreadsheet, and you can see that's the name of the person who is actually sharing the document, and that's the use of actually giving the details. Okay, and then there is an option called as share this spreadsheet with other users. Just click on, just you have to tick that and click on OK. The moment you click on OK, I'm going to keep it as Untitled 2. I'm not going to give any other name. The moment you click OK, give some name to your document, you can see that now this document, that is untitled 2.ods, is basically a shared document. Now if I share this on a network, multiple people can work on the same document, and all the editing done by multiple people will be reflected in the same document. So if I open this document and 10 people have worked on this document, all their work will be reflected to me. So obviously when multiple people are working, there will be certain issues, like if I make some changes on this particular cell, that is B2, and some other user is also working on the same document and making certain changes in C2, so that's okay. So that changes will be reflected to me. It will pop up a message that the document is getting updated. The moment I click OK, all that updated document will be in front of me. Since this is a single user I am like working on, This is not really on a network, so I really cannot show you that how the things really work on a network. Okay, so anyway, so what happens is, if the multiple people are working with multiple cells, okay, so things should be fine. But what if multiple users are working with the same cell like B2, and multiple people are actually making changes to B2? So that is a kind of a conflict, isn't it? So there will be a conflict, and the conflict will be which data to keep of which user. So what happens is, in such a situation, also a pop-up will a pop-up window will come in front of me, and it will show me all the users who have or who are trying to make changes to B2, and then it will leave the option to me whether it should keep the change made by me or by others. That option I have. Okay, since as I said, I'm not in a network, so I really cannot show that. But then there's just a pop-up window that will come in front of me, and it will show me all the changes made by all the users for B2, and the option is up to me whether I want to keep the changes made by me or by others. Okay, so that is how you can share your documents. Now, the very important feature, please understand one thing before we go ahead, that when you share a document, certain features of Calc won't be available. Like, you cannot, certain features get disabled by default. I mean, you cannot insert like, pictures, right? You cannot insert a movie or a sound objects, charts. Then, you cannot insert comments for the documents that have been shared, and certain things will be disabled like the merge cell, merge and center. So certain formatting features are disabled when you actually share a document. Okay, that is a spreadsheet document I'm talking about. So that is all about sharing the document, and conflict can arise only when multiple people work on a particular cell at the same time. Now, the very important feature of the spreadsheet is recording the changes. Now, this is really very interesting feature that I really want to tell you this. I mean, how these things work. Like if I have like data like this, okay. So now what I will do is, after entering this data, I'm going to click on edit. Okay, now just see the option, that is click on edit. After clicking on edit, you have to go to track changes. Okay, now this is a shared document, so I will just take a new document because it will not work on that particular shared document. So I'm going to close this, and now I'm going to work with this document. Okay, so let me just enter some data over here. So these are the 5 numbers. Now I click on edit and go to track changes, and there is an option called as record. Okay, and now what happens is, every change that I make is going to get recorded. So if I say 1 2 3 4 and 5, and you can see that there is a red border that has arisen, right? There is a red border that has appeared in front of you. It indicates that you have made changes to this particular cell. The same thing happens when you share a document. When you actually share a document and multiple people are making changes, so even that will be in a red border. The cells will be in a red border when you share a document also. Okay, now this is an indication that I have made certain changes, and the moment you hover onto the cell, that is I come to A1, I bring my mouse out there, you can see that there is a comment section in front of you, and it says the name of the author is Ajay, and it was been changed from 34 to 1, if you can see that. Okay, if I come to 2, and it says that this particular value has been changed from 56 to 2, so you can see it is keeping a track, all the changes it will keep a track. Okay, so that's the use of keeping a recording the changes. And many a times it happens that somebody or maybe your teacher has given you a document and has told you to make certain changes, but also keep a track but you know, the teacher will tell you, okay, but I want to know what my previous values also. So in that case, what you can do, you can just record the changes, and then the teacher can actually see, okay, this was 90, now it became 4, whether I want to keep it 90 or want to make it 4. So that the teacher can decide, right? But then it's very useful tool in a way, understand it. Now what we can do is, this comment, you can also add some user comments to this. This is a by default by the LibreOffice. Okay, now I go to edit, and then there is an option called as track changes, and there is an option, for example, I come to this one. Okay, I come to this one, and track changes, and there is an option called as comment. Okay, and I give a comment like, this is my comment. Now practically it does not make any sense, this particular comment, but just to show how it works, I am giving this comment like, this is my comment. Okay, and click OK. Now the moment I go to that particular cell, you can see that this is my comment is also showing there. So you can add some of your own comments to the to that particular comment. Okay, and then when you submit it to the teacher can actually see the changes, can also filter the changes in a sense. Okay, after one also I can change the value, right? So it will keep track of all the changes. Okay, now what happens is, if I click on edit and go to track changes and go to option called as show. Okay, show option. Now what happens is, this is going to show me the changes that I made to this document, and it is going to show me date wise. So maybe today I made some changes and I saved it, tomorrow again I open, I made some changes. So daily I'm making some changes, so I can check all the changes that I made daily. So I can tick this and then go to since when, on just specify your date out here, and it will show you all the changes that you made to that particular date. Okay, you can do it author wise also. If you are sharing this document and multiple authors are, I mean not sharing, if multiple authors are actually reviewing your changes, in that case you can do it by author wise also, or by using a range. For a particular cell range I can provide. Okay, if I go over here, then I have to provide a particular cell range, and only in that particular cell range it will show you what are the changes that took place in that particular cell range. Or by comment, just like what I gave a comment. So if I say, this is my comment, okay, this was the comment that I provided, right, to one of the cell. So I will just filter this using this particular comment. So this is my comment, and click OK. The moment I clicked OK, you can see only that particular cell is been highlighted, or which has the red border, in which I have the comment, that is, this is my comment. So this is how you can filter. You can see the changes date wise, by author, by by your comments, by the range of the cell. You can filter and see the changes that you made, or your teacher can see the changes, what changes you made. Okay, so that is how you can use the show. You can review it basically. Then what we have to do is, you can see the changes using that show option, and then now comes it reviewing the changes. Okay, so how to do the review is, okay, for that what we need to do is, okay, just now I showed you using the show option, right? So that is how you can do your review. It's the same thing I showed you basically. Okay, using the show option, and then you can do the review. Your teacher can do the review. Okay, it's the same thing. Now what is left is, how to merge the document. Now merging the document means you can merge two documents, and you can decide which changes to keep and which changes to reject. Okay, how to do that? Now I made certain changes to do this particular document. So I'll go to edit, show, and I remove everything. So I will want all the cell to be highlighted, that is the red border. And let me go ahead and save this with the name, that is a doc1. That's the name. I'm going to override this. There was a previous file, no issues. I'm going to override that. So doc1.ods. Okay, and now I'm going to open a new, or I can do it from here itself. Okay, a new spreadsheet workbook, and I have values like this. Okay, and over here also I'm going to track the changes. Go to edit, track changes, record, and give something like 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so you can see the changes that I made got highlighted by default, and since I have recorded it, so it got highlighted. Now what we can do is, I go to edit, go to track changes, and I'm going to merge the document. Now which document I'm going to merge? I'm going to merge the document that is the previous document, that was doc1. Okay, just I saved this document and I click on open, and you can see that the document got merged. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It is 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, right? And you can see that over here it is showing you the manage changes window. And now what you can do is, so over here before it was 34, then it got changed to 6. Okay, and now it is got changed to 1. You can see these changes over here. So from 34 it got changed to 6, and from 6 it got changed to 1. And for the similarly for all the other cells, it is showing you all the previous changes that you made. Okay, this got merged basically with the previous document, that was doc1 ODS, right? So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the same value that we have in doc1.ods. And now I can decide whether I have to keep this. So if I say I don't want 1, I want to keep 34. That was the very first value. So I'll click on OK, and now you can see that 31 came back over here. And for the second cell, I'm going to keep 3. So I'm going to keep it as it is. And for the second cell, that is this one. Over here, okay, I made the changes over here, and now over here I want to keep it 678. I'm going to keep that original value, right? And this, it was 10. I'm going to keep it as 10, so I'm going to accept that. So you can accept it, or you can just reject it. Okay, and then close OK. So this is how the merging of document basically work. Most probably you're not going to really work with the merging of documents or comparing the documents, but yes, making changes, what are the values that you are making changes, you can record that there are many instances that you'll come across where you are working on a document and you really want to make changes, but want to know what exactly the values you changed, from which value you changed to the new value. Okay, in that case you can simply go to edit, go to track changes, and click on record. And for show also, you can go and just see which all things you have made it for the reviewing purpose. And also if you go to the manage section over here, it is the same thing that I showed. If you really want to do it for the same document, what all changes you made, you can see it for the every cell, and these are the things that I accepted, and if I rejected anything, even that it is going to show. Okay, so this is about merging the document. Now I'm going to close everything. Okay, and just I will show you how the comparing of documents basically work. So this is a very simple chapter about sharing the documents and keeping the track of the changes that you make and merging. That's the only part that we have in this particular chapter. Now I have certain values like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and I'm going to save this with the name that is doc1, and I'm going to overwrite this, and then click on file, go to new, and a new spreadsheet I will have, and over here I have the values like this. Okay, and now I'm going to click on edit, click on track changes and record. Now go to, let's see if this compare document works over here or not, and I give doc1.ods. Okay, Now what happened is, okay, uh, what I did is, okay, I'm gonna show this. Okay, uh, just don't save. This is the document where there is nothing. Okay, I just entered 1 to 5. Okay, go to file, go to new one, go to spreadsheet, a new workbook, and I have these values over here. Okay, there are 5 values. Then I click on edit, track changes and record. Okay, then click on edit, track changes and compare the document. Now what is going to happen over here is it will simply do the comparisons between these cells. It is not going to change, it is not going to merge, but it will just tell you. If you really want the changes to take place, you can do that. Over here it will ask you whether you want to exit the recording mode. Say yes, and then give the previous document, that is doc1, and now it is showing you the contents. Okay, it is showing you the contents. Okay, it is showing that 5 was deleted. If I accept all, just a minute, accepted all. Okay, just a minute. And what we can do over here is, one more time I will just take the calc. This example is not really the perfect example. I will show you one example. I have these 5 values, and now I will just go to edit and track changes, record, and I make this as 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Okay, that is the changes I made. Now I will go to edit, track changes and compare the document. Say yes, and over here I'll give doc1.ods, and just okay. Okay, you can see that it is showing you the changes over here. That is a1 change from 1 to 6. Now what is 1 to 6? Now this is 6, and the previous document, that is doc1.ods, it has 1 to 5. So it is not really changing, but it is only comparing the values. Now if you really want to keep this 1 to 6, I will say accept. Okay, and it is only and only comparing the values. It is not going to change anything. Okay, so this way we can actually compare the documents. Okay, so merging the documents and comparing the documents, this is how it works. One more thing. Okay, this is the previous one. This was the original doc1.ods, and let me just give me one more example. If it really, these are 5, and go to track record. Okay, go to edit and then compare the document dot ods, and over here you can see it is showing the same thing. So 1 to 45. So in that comparison it is showing the previous document is 1, and now over here it is 45, and it is also going to highlight, you can see 1 to 45 and all that. Okay, so this is how you can actually compare the documents. So that is all that we have in this particular chapter. It's a pretty straightforward, simple chapter. uh, Sharing the documents, and before sharing, what you have to do is doing the registration part, that is going to tools, and then go to options, and then give your name, click on OK, and then again go to tools, and okay, that is going to tools and share spreadsheet, and then click over here so you can share your spreadsheet, right? And then about recording the changes, merging the document and comparing the document, that is the only part we have in this particular chapter. So I hope this activity is very much clear, and since the school is now opening, so we will also take certain revision part in the classroom. So that's it for today. We will meet next time. Bye for now.